Hello! Whoa, I did that instinctively, which is weird because I haven't recorded a video in so long. Long time no see. I think part of the reason that I haven't uploaded in so long was because I could not find a decent place to record in this apartment that looks cute. But this is the bedroom. It's probably the nicest place. The bed has some color, and there's fairy lights up there, but you can't even see them, they're not in the shot. But I just don't have anywhere cute in our apartment where there's good lighting, so I don't know, this is what we're gonna do for now. Yeah, sorry for the lack of actual sit down and talk to the camera videos, but here's one, so yay, and I have a couple ideas of some more that I'm probably going to do once winter break gets here. But anyway, today we're gonna do another installment of Sheccamendations 2017 edition. Okay, so the first category that I have is games. So normally I play maybe one video game a year. Last year I think I played Color Splash with Eric, and then I slowly trudged through Twilight Princess. I still haven't finished Twilight Princess. So because I've been playing that game for 2.5 years at this point, I'm not going to include that in my 2017 favorites. But I played a couple other games this year that I got really addicted to. The first one that I was really obsessed with was Death Road to Canada. I got this for Austin and Connor, my little brothers. They're both taller than me. For Christmas, and it was for them, right? But it was on Steam, you can do family share, so obviously I inevitably got access to it as well, and I got really obsessed with it. It sounds horribly gory, but if you look at what it actually looks like, it's super cute in a weird, it's cute in a gory, what's it called, cartoon gore kind of way. It's got this 8-bit, 16-bit style, and the music is also kind of in that style. So it has kind of a nostalgic feel, but it's basically a zombie apocalypse version of Oregon Trail. So you're trying to survive on the road to Canada, blah, blah, blah. Different various randomized things happen that can hurt you or help you. Yeah, it's just super fun. It's really addicting because you'll get 2 days away from Canada or something and you're dang it, now I have to play again. But I've beaten it a couple times, finally. It took me until October, because we played it in January, I forgot it existed, and then in October I started playing it again, and I finally beat it. It was wonderful. It's kind of an older game at this point, but I still think it's addicting, so. The second game that I got super addicted to was Stardew Valley. Again, it's kind of an old game, but randomly something in my head was play this game. So I got it on Steam, and again, I was instantly obsessed with it. It's kind of it's one of those Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing type games. You build your farm and try to make it better, and you can get little animals for your farm, which is really cute, and there's this overarching kind of mystical, magical storyline that you're kind of trying to learn more about. But yeah, it's just a really interesting, cute game, very relaxing to do in the middle of the summer when you have nothing better to do. That's what I did. And then the most recent game that I've been obsessed with was Super Mario Odyssey. And honestly, that kind of rhymed in a weird way. I don't think I've ever played through a game as fast as I played through Super Mario Odyssey. It's for the Switch. It's really fun. I thought it was honestly kind of easy compared to the other, collectathon Mario games like Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Galaxy. I thought those were way harder. So I beat it really pretty easily within 2 weeks maybe, which maybe it's a long time for some people, but for me that's really fast. I mean, I literally just said I'm still working on Twilight Princess and it's been 2 years. So I was just really, really into it, and I played a little bit of it every day, which is not something I do a lot with games. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. And the other thing is I just got to the credits, right? So if you're trying to actually 100% the game like Eric did, it takes way longer and it's way harder. It's kind of what you make it. I used it as just kind of a fun game to play and not be super challenging, but he wanted more of a challenge. It just depends on how you use it, right? 10 out of 10, would recommend, would Odyssey again. Okay, so the next category we have is entertainment, and it's kind of like a TV show section, but I don't really watch TV, so Instead, it's more like shows and YouTube kind of stuff. So the first thing I have under entertainment is Stranger Things. Stranger Things is a Netflix original. It's really awesome. It's kind of creepy, but also nostalgic because it's set in like the 80s, and I mean, I'm a 90s kid, but somehow something about it feels nostalgic. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a really awesome show. It's kind of creepy, kind of sci-fi, but also like funny, dramatic at times. It's all over the place. And all the actors are so amazing. All those kids and the adults are just super awesome, chill people. So if you haven't already checked out Stranger Things, definitely do it. If you haven't watched it yet, you're probably sick of hearing people talk about it, but seriously, it's really good. I would highly recommend it. The next thing I have under entertainment is Vlogbrothers. So obviously this isn't new to anyone. Everyone knows who the Vlogbrothers are. I mean, John and Hank Green, they created VidCon, and the projects were awesome, and so many other things that you probably see on YouTube all the time. So if you're watching me, a very small scale YouTuber, you've probably heard of the Vlogbrothers. I've always known about them, right? I've always, I've seen plenty of their videos and didn't even realize they were theirs, right? Like the Obama Llama song, or like Hank Green's Harry Potter song from like 2008. Like, there are these things that I think I watched when I was younger and didn't even realize that it was them. But this year, I started watching their videos more frequently. Before I was subscribed to them, but I would only watch like the ones that sounded really interesting to me. This year I started watching like every single time they uploaded. But I got to this point where I was really, really into what they do and like all the different things that they've done to change the YouTube community and the way YouTube works, and also just, the different charities they have created, and all these things are super cool. So I decided to go back to their very first video and watch through all their videos and kind of see how they have evolved over time. This year I watched through Brotherhood 2.0, which was their original series where they vlogged every day back and forth. I've watched through 2008, and now I'm on like Brotherhood 2.0.09 or whatever they called it, the 2009 one, which is not videos every day, but a little more frequent than what they did in 2008. So I've been binge watching Vlogbrothers in a way, and I'm just really into it. I feel like what they do is really inspiring. I like the way they see the world. It reminds me of myself. I'm just a big nerd that wants to help people, and now I feel like I can like officially consider myself a nerd. Hoo-ha, whatever. I can't do it with my left hand because my pinky's messed up. It always has been, but whatever, nerd fighters. Okay, the next thing that I have is the show Grace and Frankie, which again, not really a TV show, it's a Netflix show. But this show, my parents recommended it to me. It's basically about these two older women who have been married to the same, they've been married to their husbands for a very long time, classic, adorable old couples, right? But then their husbands fall in love with each other. And they want to get married, and Grace and Frankie, the two women, are left to kind of kick their tripods. They're left to kind of figure out what to do now. Our husbands just left us because they were in love with each other. It's a hard thing, right? So it's a very, very different show. It's a comedy. But, it talks about sexuality, older people dating, which is something never portrayed in the media. Other, issues that older people have to deal with, like a lot of their friends are, dying. It's sad, falling and, spending an entire 30-minute episode on the ground because you can't get up. These things, they make them funny, but at the same time, as like a 23-year-old, I'm like, oh, wow, like, there are some struggles, right? I think we kind of look at the older generation and go, baby boomers are like so privileged. But I mean, they're seriously, it makes you think about a perspective that you don't really consider when you're young. I love it so much. I recommended it to one of my friends at UAC, and she also loves it. So clearly it's foolproof, right? So if you haven't watched Grace and Frankie, definitely check it out. And the last thing I have under entertainment is Single by 30. It's a YouTube Red series by Wong Fu Productions. I've been obsessed with Wong Fu Productions since, oh my gosh, definitely longer than the Vlogbrothers. I don't even know, man. Like, since like junior high, I've loved Wong Fu. I think sometime last year they mentioned like, oh, we're working on a YouTube Red series, and I was like, blah, YouTube Red. But then YouTube Red had like a 3-month free trial, and I was like, okay. So I got the 3-month free trial and I watched Single by 30, and it's really, really good. It's basically about these two people who, when they were in high school, made a pact that if we are both single by the time we're 30 years old, we will marry each other. And it's just an interesting premise, you know. So by the time they turn 29, they kind of reunite with each other and they try to find each other dates and blah, blah, blah. It's really interesting. It's a lot of drama, but I don't know, the characters are fairly down to earth, so it kind of makes up for it, if that makes sense. But I like it. It's Wong Fu, so you can't go wrong with Wong Fu. I love them so much. Okay, the next category that I have is music. Yay, I love music. So I put Dodie, duh. I talked about Dodie a lot last year, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on her, but she put out a new EP. My two favorite songs off that EP are probably You and In the Middle, but I also love everything on there, so I've been listening to that a lot. And that's all I'm gonna say about Dodie because I already talk about her a lot. Okay, great, moving on. Kind of on the same page, if you know anything about Dodie, is La La Land. So Eric and I went to see La La Land at the very beginning of the year, and oh my gosh, it was so good. I don't normally cry at movies, right? And I didn't cry during the movie, but when we got in the car and we were heading back home, I was like bawling. It was terrible. But dude, I don't know, something about musicals just get me, man. The music, I'm just moved so much more easily when there's music involved. I would be shocked if you haven't heard of La La Land at this point. But basically, it's a musical about a couple of people who live in LA and are trying to kind of figure out their way in the world. The girl is trying to kind of break through as an actress, and the guy has a goal to make like a jazz bar. But it's just kind of their relationship and how it, you know, rises and falls and all these different things. It's about art, it's about love, it's about fame, it's all these things. So the movie itself is great, but also the music. Oh my gosh, it's so good. The instrumental stuff, the stuff of people singing, everything is awesome. And, you know, people just have like normal people voices because it's a movie, so they don't have to have that Broadway like powerful voice, but it makes it so much more attainable for me when I'm like singing along to it in the car. It's jazzy and show-tuney and it's just so good. I also put Danielle at the Sandwich. So she's a YouTuber. I discovered her this year, I think through John Cozart, but I think I had kind of seen her around, and then she showed up again on someone else's channel, and I was like, okay, you're really good, so we're gonna check out your channel. And yeah, she's really good. She plays ukulele, she has a really good voice, she does great harmonies. What's the song that she does that I like? Terrible Dinner Guest. She has a song called Terrible Dinner Guest that I am obsessed with. So again, if you like that ukulele, Dodie kind of vibe, definitely check out Danielle at the Sandwich. Also a recommendation that I think I got from Dodie, maybe from Evan Edinger. Rusty Clanton is also a really, really good YouTube musician. He plays more guitar, but yeah, his lyrics are really, really good. I always like his lyrics because they make you think. But the music itself is really good too, and he has a really interesting, like, scratchy kind of voice. But yeah, it's maybe got a little bit more of a, like, bluegrassy kind of vibe. I don't really know how to describe it, but it's really good. He is extremely talented. And then finally, under music, I have Avenue Q, the musical from like 2003. So the university that I went to for undergrad put on Avenue Q in the spring semester before I graduated. And it was just so awesome. I mean, it was one of those things that, you know, with comedy, it's a comedy musical, in case you actually don't know what Avenue Q is. With comedy, you know, things are always gonna be like 20% offensive, but then the 80% is like making you laugh a ton. So even though, you know, at my university you have people from all different sides of like the political spectrum, religion, these things, so many people from UCA went to see it, and it like brought our like community together. Like you would just be in class and people would be like, did you see Avenue Q? Oh my gosh, me too. This part was so funny and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, even though, you know, like I said, it's comedy. So there were all probably different parts that made us all go, whoa, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with that. There were the parts that made us all laugh were way more important, and it brought us all together, and it was so great. And I don't know, I had never seen anything like that. Even when Panic at the Disco came, I don't think we were like that as much. I think because some of our own students put it on, we were like way more into it. We were like, oh my gosh, did you see it? I know that guy, he's in my science class or something. But yeah, I like had the music on my iTunes and listened to it in the car for like months. I was obsessed with it. And even the songs that like, you know, everyone knows, everyone's a little bit racist, everyone knows If You Were Gay, but there are just, like, there are serious songs in there too, right? Like Mixtape and Fine Fine Line, and like these songs that people don't really know unless you actually watch the musical are so good. Oh my gosh. It's like because you're already laughing and like opening yourself up emotionally, you're like way more vulnerable when the sad scene hits and you're like, oh my gosh, this musical wasn't supposed to make me cry. But so I was really, really obsessed with that this year. Okay, the next section I have is fashion. Yay! I don't have a lot of fashion stuff this year. I bought a lot of like professional clothing because I started my TA ship, and that's mostly what I wore. If I was out, I was dressed like a teacher, and if I was in the house, I was wearing comfy clothes. So I didn't buy a lot of like cute clothes this year, but a couple of the like professional things that I got that I like a lot. These could even be like not professional. These are just cute. These shoes. When it started getting cold outside, I realized that I only had like open-toed shoes or like heels that looked like stupid with socks. So I was like, wait, I live in Illinois now. I can't just wear open-toed shoes all the time, but I still have to look professional. So I went out with the intention of buying something more wintry that will keep my feet from freezing off, but still looks professional. So I really like these. They have a little heel in them, which is great because I'm short and I'm insecure about that. They're blue, so maybe to some people that means they don't match everything, but 90% of the professional clothes that I have blue in them. I just like blue. I don't know why. It's easy to find things that are navy blue, and it makes people think that you like intentionally tried to match things, but I mean everything is just this shade of blue. It's not that hard to find things that are this shade of blue, but it makes your outfit look way more impressive. But anyway, I really like these. They're warm. When I bought them, the guy was like, you better hope it doesn't snow, but no, they have plenty of traction. They don't look like it, but they're all right. They keep your feet warm. You can wear them with socks and no one knows, you know. And they're cute, but still professional. So I like these a lot. But yeah, I got these from Ross. I pretty much exclusively shop at Ross now because it's so cheap. I want to say they were like $20, which I think that's pretty cheap for shoes. It says they're Gravity brand. I don't know. Maybe you can find them somewhere. The other major thing that I bought, also a fairly recent purchase, these pants. These are fairly professional looking pants. They look like slacks, you know. Okay, they've been sitting on my floor so that I could show them in this video. But so they're wrinkly, but they look like slacks when they're not wrinkly. But they feel like jeans, I guess. Like they're very stretchy, right? They have a stretchy waistband. Even the material itself is stretchy, and they have decent sized pockets, which women's slacks never have decent sized pockets. So these are like basically the most comfy slacks that I've ever seen in my life, and I love them. They're brown, so they don't really match a lot of the stuff that I have, but I want to buy a pair in like black and gray so I can wear them with like everything. But the brand is 89th and Madison. I got them at Ross. I think they're also like a 6P, and anytime I find something that has a petite in the size, I'm like, gotta buy it. I have to buy it. There's no other option because petite stuff fits me so well. It's almost like I'm petite. I didn't have to get it hemmed or anything. It's awesome. The last fashion thing that I got. This is a little bit of fashion and a little bit of function. I got glasses, yay! So, I had needed glasses for a while. I was starting to get like headaches when I started reading. So as soon as I got, vision insurance from my TA ship, I was like, time to get new glasses. So I did. And the guy said that it would be best for me to have reading glasses, which I had never had before. It's kind of lame because I can't wear them out, even though they're really cute. But I wear them when I read, obviously, or when I'm doing like a lot of homework on the computer. But I think they're really cute. They're definitely the cutest glasses that I've ever had. I got them at Target Optical. I think they were like $100-something after my discount. But, since they're reading glasses, they last me a really long time. So I like them a lot. Luckily the camera's close enough that I could look at it without hating my life. Okay, finally, we have the random section. Bear! Bear! He's not coming. I got a dog! He's cute. Yeah, Eric and I got a dog. We had wanted a dog for a really long time, so as soon as we had enough money to get one, we immediately got one. And he's really sweet. He's a dachshund mixed with a terrier, some sort of terrier. So he's a long boy, see? Look at this long boy. He's a long boy. He was sleeping. He wasn't mad at me. Are you mad at me, Bear? He's such a good boy, though. He can sit and stay and tell us when he needs to go outside sometimes. He's getting better at that. But yeah, he's a good boy. Oh, his name is Bear. Did I say his name is Bear? His name is Bear. Bear! Bear! You're a good boy. Yeah, so we've had him for about 2.5 months now, maybe? Yeah, he's doing a good job. Yes, he is. The only other random thing that I could think of was Aldi. So, when you grow up in Arkansas, you are told that Walmart is the cheapest place to get groceries, unless you use coupons at Kroger or something. But then you move to Illinois and you realize that Aldi is way cheaper. Oh my gosh. It's not in all the states, obviously, because I didn't know it existed until I moved here. But basically, it's a German company that mostly sells its own generic brands. They have some name brand stuff, I want to say they've had Doritos in there before and Suddenly Pasta, what is it, a Betty Crocker brand? But it's mostly generic brand, which reduces the competition, right? So they can basically choose whatever they want the prices to be. And they put the prices really, really low. They also treat their workers really well. They were off on the day before Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving or something, which is not something you ever see in retail. And they pay their workers really well. They let their workers sit, which is amazing. Why do cashiers have to stand? That's dumb. And then you, the shopper, bag your own groceries so they don't have to pay someone else to do that. So they can pay the people that do work there more money. I think they're a really good business, and they also have ridiculously cheap prices. Also, milk is so cheap in Illinois. It's $1 per gallon. Even not at Aldi. Other places it's pretty cheap, but at least at Aldi, you can get it for less than $1 a gallon, which is crazy to me. Very, very different from Arkansas. Also, because they're German, they have this whole extensive selection of German sweets. So right now we have these German gingerbread cookies in our pantry, and they're super tasty. They have a lot of German chocolate. So it's really nice. But yeah, I think this video is getting long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. These were my various favorites throughout the year of 2017. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you probably in a few weeks. Bye! Say bye, Bear. Can you say bye? Bye! Bye! Bear. Bye! He's silly.